Hi and welcome back to the Docentric Advanced Functional Training series. In this video tutorial, you will learn how to configure and apply the electronic signature certificates when generating the reports as PDF documents. You first need to obtain the electronic signature certificates from a trusted certificate authority. In order to make them available to Docentric, you need to previously store them in Azure Key Vault or as local PFX files. If you plan to use the certificates from the Azure Key Vault, then you need one extra step in D365FO, and that is going to the standard Key Vault Parameters form, providing the information required to access your Azure Key Vault, and specifying the certificates from Azure Key Vault that you plan to use. I have here pointed to my Azure Key Vault and few certificates from it. Now when D365FO can access our certificates from Azure Key Vault, we are ready to register the certificates with Docentric. We go from the Docentric workspace to Related and select the electronic signature certificates. I already have some certificates registered here, and as you can see, some of them are in Key Vault and some are stored in the database. If I want to register a new certificate to be used by Docentric, you see that I need to specify the storage type, Key Vault or database. If I select the Key Vault, it means that I will point to a certificate that is already in Key Vault and has been configured for D365FO in the previous step. So when I open the Key Vault certificate lookup, all the certificates we previously saw in the standard Key Vault parameters form will be offered here. I would only need to select one of them, and I would also need to specify an ID for this new certificate. But if I select the database as the certificate storage type, it means that I have a local PFX file and I'm going to upload it to the D365FO database through this form. I would click this Upload button to point to the local PFX file. As previously, we need to provide the certificate ID, but we also need to know the password that was applied to the PFX certificate when it was created, and we will enter it in the password field. Now we have the certificates registered for Docentric, and we are ready to use them when Docentric generates the PDF files. We can check their status by clicking the Refresh menu item. We must make sure that the certificates are valid, and we get that information directly here. Also notice how related information shows us if a certificate has already been applied to some report. After we register the certificate for Docentric, there is one optional step configuring the electronic signature appearances. Appearances are visual representation of the signature that is printed on the document. We configure the appearances in the electronic signature appearances form. I have here some appearances already configured. You see on the right side the preview of the configured appearance. The appearance can have only text, or only image, or a combination of them with the image below or behind the text. If we want to use one of the appearance types with image, we need to previously upload the signature image here below. The appearance can be on all document pages, only on first page, or only on last page. It has always a rectangle shape of the specified size. A font and its preferred size are specified, so if the required text with this font size can fit the given rectangle dimensions, then this size will be applied. Otherwise, we will use a smaller but still the largest possible font size. It can be anchored to the top or bottom of the page, and to the left or right corner or the middle between them. If I want to see the new settings applied, I only need to save the appearance. I will again zoom in the signature preview to explain the signature preview values. We will configure these values: signer, reason, location, contact, and date later in the report setup, and we will probably apply some dynamic values through placeholders, but in this form we can enter some fixed text just to get the idea of the required space. Now we have configured one or more electronic signature appearances, so we can finally go to the Docentric report setup and apply them. We do it in the PDF security form, which we already used for setting the PDF encryption here below. Now we will focus on the upper part of the form, where we have the Sign with Certificate Fast tab. Certificates, especially those stored in Key Vault, are set up by the company. Therefore, we have here first the company selection. I have here one setting to be applied for the USMF company. I have selected this certificate and this appearance, which is optional. I could have left this field empty. The remaining fields are also optional, and you can use fixed text, placeholders, or any combination of them. If you have a certificate configured, but for some reason temporarily don't want to apply it, then you can just disable it here. We can test how this signature and appearance will be applied by clicking the Test Signature menu item. The test PDF document with the signature and appearance is created and downloaded, but I won't open it directly from the browser. Instead, I will find it in my download folder and open it from there, because it will use Adobe and I will get a better information about the signature. You see how Adobe tells us that it is checking the signatures? And on the top of the document we see the information that all the signatures are valid. We can go to the signature panel and see the details about the signature and also about the certificate. Now, when working on the signature appearances, we should have in mind the layout of our templates and be careful not to cause the overlapping. That's why the Preview menu item on the Templates Fast tab is useful. This is our SSRS replica template, and let's see if the certificate appearance configured in the PDF security form will be good. I will leave the preview language empty, which means that the user default language should be used, and I will use the only certificate configuration available. It seems that this setting will give a good result, and it is also clear that the appearance cannot be anywhere on the top of the document. Let's try with another template. It is also going to be good. The lines won't overlap with it. Notice that all the templates I have don't have any specific company selected. If we scroll in the templates grid to the right, there are two fields that should give us a clue of the electronic signature and the electronic signature appearance that will be applied. Because each of my templates can work with any company, these two properties will be resolved at runtime based on the legal entity from which we are printing and the configured certificates. But we can also override the appearance by clicking the Edit menu item and enabling the Override Signature Appearance flag. I will select this appearance where I see in the description that it has only image and go back to test the final result. By the way, notice how the information has been updated in the grid as well. Let's preview this. And here is the result. There isn't overlapping, but it still doesn't look great, so I will quickly go to the Appearances form and move this rectangle a bit to the right. I will easily reach the Appearances form from the PDF Security form, Electronic Signature, Electronic Signature Appearances. On the Test DMF appearance, we see that the appearance rectangle has the horizontal offset from the top right position set to 1 inch. I will decrease it to 0.2 inches and go back to preview it. Let's finally see this whole setup in action. When is it going to be applied? Whenever the result of printing is a PDF file, and of course the certificate is accessible and valid. Already when printing to the screen print destination, be it through print management or by selecting original or copy preview, the result is PDF, so I will simply preview some invoices. I will leave the SSRS replica as default template. Remember, it uses the large appearance at the bottom of the first page. I will preview this invoice, and I can see the appearance at the bottom of the page as expected. But I cannot check the certificate here. For that, I need to download this PDF and open it from the Downloads folder. Now we can check the information about the certificate too. And if we change the default template to the one where we have overwritten the certificate appearance with the image-only one, and go back and print the same invoice once again, here is the invoice based on a different template with a different signature appearance that goes well with this layout. In this video, we saw how to configure the electronic signature certificates to be used when Docentric generates the PDF documents. We also saw how to optionally apply various certificate appearances.